to tonight's coverage of the BTDY Racing League Chase for the BTDY Cup. There's no place like home here at the Kansas Speedway for race 1. Colorado stays bottom, he slides up into one. He comes back up the track and he gets clobbered. Here comes Loveland to the inside. Jeff Wright will come home and he'll win the race and win the playoffs at the Kansas Speedway.
At Cynthia Rogers, MD Dermatology, we specialize in providing comprehensive expert care for the full spectrum of skin conditions, from complex skin diseases and skin cancer to aging concerns and aesthetic needs. With decades of combined experience in medical, surgical, and aesthetic dermatology, our team brings both deep clinical knowledge and a patient-first approach to every visit. Our practice focuses on developing personalized treatment plans tailored to each individual's skin, health, and life stage. We're located in Port St. Lucie, Florida, in the PSL Professional Center. Learn more or schedule a visit at floridaskindoctor.com.
We've been around since 1946, originated as a scrapyard and evolved into a full-on steel service center, buying and selling new steel products of light fabrication, such as cutting, shearing, bending, threading. We also run a wholesale pipe, valve, and fitting plumbing division, as well as a retail showroom outlet. And then we also are a full-on structural steel fabricator, which is the skeletal steel that you see in commercial and residential structures. We sell to a wide variety of contractors, plumbers, maintenance type personnel, underground utility companies. We sell anything from single nuts and bolts to like a typical hardware store type of feel, one fitting, to full semi-loads of pipes. We're a little deeper in our inventory, and we actually have maybe a little more specialized type of fittings and such. Stock quite a diverse inventory, so we try to keep everything here to keep you guys going.
Backed by 70 years of experience, Duncan Water Systems specializes in commercial and residential water system testing, design, installation, and maintenance. Our mission at Duncan Water Systems is to provide high-quality water solutions to every customer. We pride ourselves on being responsive, honest, and customer-oriented. Our priority is safer water for you and your family. Contact us via call, text, email, or visit us at duncanwatersystems.com.
Thursday afternoon, BTDY race fans, and welcome to the decision-making race. We set stage for this last battle of the gladiators. The Coliseum will be Charlotte Motor Speedway, here for the FloridaSkinDoctor.com 300, the championship race for the regular season. Couldn't be more excited to be here for it. I'll be your host tonight, Logan Threlkeld, alongside Adam Baker, talking about race cars and controlling the cameras tonight. Adam, how are we doing, buddy?
Oh, doing great. It's good to be back here with the BTDY folks, and you know, this is a big race for these guys tonight. A lot on the line for the regular season championship. A lot of drivers trying to fight their way into the chase for the championship. With we got about 6 guys trying to take up the last 2 spots in that grid. And so going to be a lot of fun to watch that. There's a little extra money on the line here tonight, provided by FloridaSkinDoctor.com. $100 purse to the winner. So that's a big deal. And we got a good sized field and 200 laps around this 1.5 mile racetrack. Logan, I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's good to be back with you in the booth as well. It's been a few races since we've been up here together.
It's been a very long time since we've had this tag team duo between yourself and myself. But I am looking forward to it. And, you know, we talk about this race having quite a bit on the line. We have 2 incredible battles in this point standings. We've got 10 drivers locked in. Like you mentioned, we're still looking for the last 2 to fill out the top 12. So we've got, like you said, about 6 drivers all in that bubble. Max Kost, James Loveland, Dallas Sullivan, Dennis Faircloth, all on the outside looking in, but they are right there. And then take a look at that green side on the left side of the screen. Brody Hayes, VSPEED driver. Keith Mayato, VSPEED driver. And Levi Cox, league rookie this year. It is all out, fierce competition up here in the top 3. Only one of them today will come home with a regular season championship.
Yeah, also wanted to mention Bailey Turner has missed a bunch of races. I think he's only run 8 races. He has 3 victories this season, and right there in 4th in the standings. Very impressive to have missed a handful of races and still be up there competing inside the top 5 in points. He's locked in, advancing to the chase, and we'll see if he's able to run all of those chase races. But yeah, very tight between Brody Hayes, Levi Cox, and Keith Mayato, and it looks like Brody Hayes may get an extra bonus point here tonight. Currently fastest in qualifying. As we tick down here, just the last few seconds of the qualifying session, he should get that bonus point. So that'll go in his pocket, and we'll see if that's going to be enough to keep him up above Levi Cox as we get into tonight's race. But real quick look at the track facts here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, the home of NASCAR. 1.5 miles is the length of this speedway. Opened back in 1960, home to the oh-so-famous World 600. And tonight we're not doing 600 miles, we are doing 300. It's the longest race of the BTDY season, one of the crown jewels here, and looking forward to see who can capture that, who's got the speed on the long run, who has the strategy worked out just right. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how that all goes. We'll take a look at a couple more pieces of information in our race analysis. It's a 200 lap race, and our fuel run 40 to 45 laps, and we know a few drivers out here pretty good at stretching the fuel to make it on maybe one less pit stop. So that strategy going to be very key. Total of 7 tire sets available in the pits with 3 potential green-white checkered attempts. And again, this is the regular season finale, so points will reset and we'll go into the chase for the top 12 drivers to fight for the championship after this one. Logan, let's head to our starting grid and see who is rolling off on that front row and who we've got out here tonight in this good size field from Charlotte. Taking a look at our starting grid, it is going to be Brody Hayes and AJ Stravato making a return to the series. Good to see him back out here, and the 37 machine again on the pole. He's captured a few of them this season. We'll go to row number 2. That is going to be the number 6 machine, Ryan Gemmel, in the ARCA car, and his very notorious paint scheme that he's run a few times here in the actual ARCA series. Alan Dice going to roll off from that 4th position alongside him. Great qualifying by the 5 machine. Chris Samard starts from 5th here tonight. Eric Hutton going to roll off from the 6th spot. 7th on the starting grid. Going to be Cody Adkins looking to get a solid finish here to wrap up the regular season. And Levi Cox battling for that regular season championship, going to roll off from the 8th position. Bailey Turner going to look for another victory here tonight. He starts from 9th, and Ray Massey going to round out the top 10.
In the middle portion of our 30-car field, we've got James Loveland in the 02 starting out in 11th, next to the 029 of Angelo Peronis. In 13th, it'll be the 36 of Keith Mayato, next to the 80 of Dennis Faircloth. In 15th, it's a face and voice you know, Lucas Lyons in the 42 starts out there next to the 31 of Jeremiah Hobbs. The 46 of Dallas Sullivan takes up 17th next to the 29 of Michael Robinson. Keep an eye on him. He's back there at the bubble for the top 12. The 27 of Ryan Phillips also right there in 11th in points, starts out in 19th next to the 13 of Jake Mackey.
Rolling off from 21st tonight, it's Jace Cully. Paul Hahn going to make a start here tonight, rolling off from the 22nd position. Max Koss looking to try and fight his way into the top 12. His climb through the standings starts 23rd. Mark Cofield rolls off 24th. Rob Liedl going to start from 25th. 26th, Noah Mahalski rolling off 27th. Christian Blackwell. Colton Freymiller going to roll off from the 28th position here tonight. Adrian Loya starts in 29th, and Zach Smith going to start shotgun on the field in 30th. A good sized field tonight from Charlotte, and we'll see who can get it done here in the home of NASCAR. Looks like we may be going an extra lap, so it gives us some time to take a look at the track conditions as well as make a couple of picks here. So this is a little different situation than we see in a lot of the BTDY races. Only 84-degree track temp. It's an evening setting, so we'll see the sun set and we'll get a little bit of darkness out here with the lights coming on, and the track temp is a lot cooler than we're accustomed to seeing in some of these BTDY FloridaSkinDoctor.com Racing Series events. As Ryan Gemmel pulls down to the apron, I believe he's going to have an EOL after an incident from last week, so he'll start from the rear of the field. But Logan, I'll give it to you first. Who do you think has got a shot to take the victory here tonight?
You know, as much as I want to say Lucas Lyons and put a potential word that I'm not going to say yet on him, we talked about it pre-race, I'm going to go for the underdog story. Give me that 54 of Levi Cox. He can take home a win tonight. That puts him on the top step of the points, and that is a championship winner.
Yeah, we'll see what he can do here in that 54 machine. I'm going to go with the driver starting right near him there, Bailey Turner. He's not starting up right at the front, but just back here in row 5. He's got 3 victories already, and he's been hunting victories every time he's out here. Has a pretty good percentage so far, and I think he's got a shot at another one here tonight. Really good on the long run and the strategy. So we'll see if Bailey can get it done or Levi can get it done. But to get things kicked off, I'll leave it to you here, Logan.
For the final time in the regular season, it's BTDY night in America, and we are green at Charlotte. Away goes Brody Hayes. Little bit of shuffling down the back stretch. Bailey Turner takes to the top lane. Levi Cox down to the bottom, but lap 1 still in control of that 37. AJ Stravato doing a great job holding on to the outside line.
Yeah, that top side momentum is going to be really important here. The 5 machine of Alan Dice. Look at this hot start from him. He's qualified well, running well up to 2nd now. And here comes Bailey Turner already up 6 positions on lap number 1. And right behind him, Levi Cox trying to get up there and battle inside the top 5. He's up to 4th, battling with points leader and competitor Brody Hayes right alongside. And lap number 2 comes to completion. Here comes Bailey Turner looking to the inside in turn 1.
Turner nearly gets it to the 3 wide spot there. Stravato's going to start to slide up the track. Cuts off the run that the 5 of Dice might have had there. We're going to see a lot of them start to fall into that top line groove. We've got a lot of sets of tires to use tonight, and that track temperature will certainly help out I do have to give massive props, though, to Cody Adkins on putting in a lot of work, getting the setup right for tonight's race. A little bit of modification on his end. And judging by the practice, Adam, I think it's going to turn into a extremely fast race as we get in through it.
Yeah, these guys have done an amazing job setting up these cars as battle for the lead continues. Levi Cox sends it down low, tries to clear the 33 and does easily. And Alan Dice still battling down low. Here comes Brody Hayes, going to jump to the outside of AJ Stravato. So Cox to the point. Here comes Hayes, huge run on the top side, gets the nose cut off by the 54 just a little bit. He'll have to back off through turns 1 and 2, but look at this, all different lines being used. And as I was saying, though, the admins here, Cody specifically, has done an amazing job of setting these cars up all season long, and the action we've seen on track has been unparalleled. Really, it's just been incredible week after week.
That it has fun to be a part of it when we get to be around here. As Brody Hayes takes a look to the inside, Cox high and dry on the outside. Let's see if he can get the run back through 1 and 2 using that top line. Get back ahead of the 37, squeeze to the bottom from Levi Cox. And that keeps that 37 just behind, but he's going to hang on to that left rear quarter panel. Take another look down into turns 3 and 4. Alan Dice right there in the picture might take a look to the middle. That gap closes just as fast as it opened.
And Cox still able to keep the momentum up there on the top side. Another driver to keep our eyes on battling for that regular season championship. That's going to be Keith Maiato, all the way back here in 14th place. Trying to work his way forward, but has not made much progress. So it's going to be important to get every point possible. He's 13 back headed into the night. And right now kind of mired in the mid-pack, but we'll see if he's able to get up there and really good on the long run. Traditionally, we see a car loose down low. That appears to be Dallas Sullivan. Actually, Michael Robinson was the one who dropped to the back there. So he loses a few spots, but gathers it back up. As continuing to battle, though, amongst his top 20. Pretty much everyone's in a battle right now.
Nobody is safe at the moment, that's for sure, as we nearly had 3 wide down into turn 3. Very early to be making those risky moves, but it's going to pay off for somebody. Right now, it's paying off for that lead 4. As this battle behind is letting them get some separation, some breathing room, and let them fight their own battle up here at the front.
Yeah, the
We're gonna
draft.
have Bailey Turner taking a look to the inside of Levi Cox now.
I was gonna say the draft's so huge in these ARCA cars. You could probably close up in a couple of laps if you lose a handful of car lengths. They're on throttle for a lot of this lap around Charlotte as Bailey Turner peeks the nose out there in the middle of the corner as Ray Massey catches the wall behind in that second group. And the 5 machine of Alan Dice evasive maneuvers there down low, able to avoid it as we continue to run pretty much flat out around here, side by side. And look at Cox now blocked down low. AJ Stravato able to get to his inside. Here comes Ray Massey, able to build up the momentum, even catching the wall earlier this lap.
3 wide right behind. Alan Dice gets loose in the middle. Checks up the bottom line, but keeps it going. Great job by the 5. That could have been pretty detrimental here on lap 10. And that's what I want to mention here is talking to these drivers through the practice session. It seemed like about lap 10 to 12, 13, somewhere in that area, these cars really start to free up, Adam. It could get extremely interesting very quickly right here.
Yeah, and I think drivers like Keith Maiato and some of these guys maybe more further back in the pack trying to preserve their stuff just a little bit better and see if they can have a shot at getting up there as the run progresses. You see Dennis Fairclough catch the outside wall just a little bit as he's rocking a slightly different color scheme on that 80. Looks like the Kevin Harvick maybe inspired scheme as he closes in now. Cody Adkins in front. And did want to mention there is a stage break at lap 30. We didn't mention that in the pre-race, but that is going to be a big part of this. These guys are racing to lap 30. Caution will come out, and then they'll get a chance to put some fresh tires on. And I think everyone at that point will elect to do so. But that's an extra point.
You're already at the end of the fuel run already at that point, or nearing to it. You know, it's not going to be any sort of time saving as it's 3 wide for the lead. Levi Cox on the bottom, Bailey Turner in the middle, Brody Hayes on the outside. Travato right behind as well. Ray Massey in the picture. Chris Samard's even up here in the top 6. This just got really hectic there. That was kind of unexpected.
Yeah, kind of a bold move from rookie Levi Cox there, as he is starting to struggle with the handling. You can see sliding off the corner there, big bobble. Another driver further back, James Loveland, struggling down on the inside. And he was fighting through the turn well 3 wide that whole time, able to keep it pointed in the right direction. Battle for the lead continues to boil over here as the 33 of AJ Stravato works to the inside. Brody Hayes trying to get up there. He's trying to lead probably as many laps as possible. Those bonus points so valuable, and the battle is as tight as it is here in BTDY. 3 cars fighting for it, and a whole gaggle of everybody else behind.
I tell you what, Adam, if you don't think about the battles throughout the history of BTDY between Brody Hayes, AJ Stravato, even Bailey Turner in that mix right there in the top 3, it's just, you think of this series, and most of the time, that's going to be something that you think about, is a battle of some sort somewhere between 1, 2, or all 3 of those drivers.
Yeah, definitely some of the most successful here in this league. AJ Stravato, one of the earliest champions, and at one point had a nearly 10-win season, and was super dominant though those early years of BTDY. Bailey Turner also has been runner-up in the championship multiple times and has had a lot of wins here as of late, even on just part-time schedules. So definitely good to see these guys out here and putting on a good show, as they always do. And it's amazing to me that we have not had any incidents with as tight and hard as this racing has been.
This is about the longest run of just straight up hardcore racing going on to start the race. And do you think that boils down to some maybe post-race jitters? You know, that's coming up rather quickly. This is the final race. We get right into it next time we're on track.
Yeah, this is a big race for these guys. Oh, and there's the contact. Oh, there's the incident. Oh, huge hits.
Faircloth involved. Dice involved. Mahalski's in it. Oh, the 80, the 13. Gimmel's in it.
Big.
I think it'd be shorter of a list to name who's not.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, big hits for a lot of these drivers. Let's go back and see. It looks like Levi Cox might have gone around first, battling for that regular season championship. This is going to be a huge hit. He's in the wall up there on the top side. Hobbs behind him. They make a little bit of contact, and then he overcorrects, and it's just on from there. Mayato gets a piece of it too, but actually it looks like he might have snuck through. Phillips, though, looks like the broken left front suspension. He's fighting to stay inside the top 12. There's the 13 of Maki, as well as Faircloth, Mahalski, Gemmel, Sullivan, and Alan Dice, who's having such a good start to this one. Let's take another look back at the replay here from a wider field of view and see what that looked like at full speed. Oh, man, some big hits. Oh, the hit to the inside wall there. Oh, man. I think that was
There's a lot of drivers making their way to the infield care center after that.
We're going to go on board here with Noah Mahalski. I think he hit the gap in the backstretch wall. That's, yeah, I mean, it's not driver's side, but that is a huge hit to the 03, the 80, the 5, and others, as we'll go back live here. Some of these guys working back onto pit road, as you would expect. The 03, lots of suspension damage on that right front, as it looks like the leader's getting service completed, or just about getting service completed. And Brody Hayes going to win the battle off.
A lot of consequences from that one. A couple drivers that are still safe. Mahalski, he's in the green. He's already locked into the chase. Maki is already locked into the chase. If he can get back out on track, it'd be nice to see, you know, a couple extra points into the green. Hobbs is locked in, but then you get back there to Ryan Phillips. He's coming into this race in 11th, just trying to hold on to that spot. Then you've got I saw the 46 of Sullivan was mixed up in it as well. You mentioned Faircloth in it. Those are 2 drivers that are looking for the top 12. So the herd just got a little bit more thin.
Ryan Gemmel's back on the racetrack. Looks like he might have gotten more minimal damage than some of these other guys, so able to continue. But Levi Cox still sitting up pit road. It looks like we had 10 drivers with heavy damage involved in that one. Possibly a few others with a small amount of damage. As it looks like Dallas Sullivan rolling off, Jake Maki. Also the 30 of Adrian Loya. Adrian making a select start here this season. He's made a handful early on in the season. Good to see him back out here. That Kinetic number 30 Ford Mustang. Behind him, it is the 080 of Rob Liedl. He'll make it back on track. So some of these guys should be able to stay up to pace with a little bit of drafting help, but drivers like Levi Cox, Noah Mahalski, some of these guys with broken suspension, they'll be sitting here for a little bit longer as the field has the one to go. And they should be going back green here. That was, man, we were doing so good there, Logan. It was over basically 20 laps of just wheel-to-wheel, bumper-to-bumper action there.
Well, we're going to stack up for 10 more of that before we see our stage caution, rather 9 laps before we see our stage caution there at the completion of lap 30. If we do get another yellow flag out on the track, that will be the competition caution at that point if it comes out before lap 30. We're going to hold out hope that we can make it another 10 laps here and see what these drivers can do, see who's going to be able to pick up some extra points. Obviously, Levi Cox kind of out of the equation now for that regular season championship. Brody Hayes has control on the bottom. Keith Maiato still in the picture. You see him on the bottom row, about 6 rows deep. Coming up on the Geico restart zone for the first restart of the night. It's green flag once more. Brody Hayes with a big jump on the bottom leaves AJ Stravato in the dust. Bailey Turner takes full advantage. Right back up to second place for the 24.
Yeah, just a perfectly timed restart there for Bailey Turner. That's the stuff that's gotten him those victories. Just perfect execution. Good on pit stops, good on restarts, and just flat out fast as well as he moves into that second spot. The Italian stallion AJ Stravato behind him into third. Chris Samard, that 4th position. Cody Adkins, for once this season, was not involved in that one. And he's still out here running in the top 5. He's battling with Ray Massey. They go side by side into turn 1.
The thing to note there with the 55, that fresh paint scheme he's got. That's a little bit different from what we normally see Adkins in. Looking to maybe flip the script here. Try to get a different type of result out of it, as he's going to make a move to the inside. Ray Massey in that 23 up top. Jace Coley behind. Maiato still on the bottom. Adkins slots in between Samard and Massey. Across the front stretch into turn 1, 185 miles an hour on these fresh tires. Bailey Turner high up on the track. Stravato clear to the inside. Hayes almost up the track into the left rear of Turner. Backs it down a little bit, but here we go. They're creeping up from behind. Samard right there. Coley, Adkins to the bottom, nearly 3 wide.
Yeah, it's just amazing to see the runs that these guys are getting. You know, Bailey Turner straight to the front there, and he brought Brody Hayes with him. Brody went from 3rd to 2nd. Now he's going to carry that momentum, send it down to the inside, and just the speed that you can send down to that low lane. It looks like 24 able to get alongside off the corner. Here comes Adkins, going to give a little support to the 37 machine back down into turn number 3. Brody Hayes trying to complete the pass, but yeah, it's so crazy as they get the run down into the corner. They carry that speed, and you can complete passes pretty easily until you get a little stalled out like we're seeing these guys right now.
2 by 2 for 4 rows up here in the top 10. Make it 5 now. Bailey Turner comes down off that top lane. Keeps that bottom lane in control. Right back up entry line into turn number 3. Stravato and Hayes just kind of on an island right now where they have to kind of sit and wait at them. You're going to have those runs here and there, but for the most part, I think it's just going to be the side by side until we see somebody make that last minute move here on lap 30 for those final points.
Yeah, Bailey Turner has won a whole bunch of stages this season. He won the opening one at the race at Daytona. He's won, I think every race that he's won, he also won the stage. So keep that in mind here if he goes on to win the stage here on lap 30. So the 24 machine looking strong early on in this one. He's led 8, now 9 laps of the first 27 completed. Servato behind, Hayes in third, and Samard there on the top side. Jace Cully, one of those drivers in the top 10, hanging up here. He's had an impressive season, I would say, in that 65 machine. A lot of races he's come from the back to the front, and once again, looking like that is the same story tonight. 21st to 5th so far in this race. Avoided the incident on the backstretch and battling up here to potentially go up and win the stage.
Yeah, that he does. That's 65, holding down that 4th spot. In that, though, do have some information from race control. That caution that we did have, that is going to be counted as the competition caution. So we should not see this yellow flag come out on lap 30.
Oh.
We should continue under green flag conditions. So that changes things.
Yeah, so I believe it was Brody Hayes then out front at the time of the yellow. I believe he's going to be the stage winner here tonight. Looks like, yeah, lap 30 up on the scoring pylon, and we'll see if they throw the yellow here, but based on what you said, I would expect not. And this is going to be interesting strategy to the end of this race. You know, they'll go green for about 180 laps if they keep it green. It's going to be tough to do that.
Contact with wall. It was back there around maybe Eric Hutt and Keith Mayato just at the back half of the top 10. Apologize for cutting you off there, Adam, but that caused a